Section 2.1, Part C, the midpoint. Today we're going to be finding the midpoint between 2 points. So here is a graph, and you can see on here where I have x sub 1, y sub 1 dot, and x sub 2, y sub 2, and I'm looking for the point that is halfway between there. And so the formula to find that point is that you add the x's together and you divide by 2, and add the y's together and divide by 2. So if I'm going to find the midpoint of a line segment that is connecting these 2 points, -7, -5, and -2, +13, way up here. And I want to know what is the point that is halfway between, it's the midpoint of this, somewhere right in there. That's just a sketch, and that's the one we're looking for right there. Okay? So to find it, the formula says add the x's and divide by 2. And then add the y's. So that gives me -9/2 and 8/2, which really is -4.5 and 4. Well, let's see if that kind of makes sense. -4.5 up 4, that seems about right. So it looks like a correct answer, so I'm going to box it in. Okay, I'm going to erase this screen and do another problem using the midpoint. Okay, so let's look at this next problem. Now, we're not looking for the midpoint. We want to find the end point. Okay, the end point. That's what we're looking for. Not the middle one, but one on the end. When we have this information, we know one of the endpoints is 8, -20. And we know the midpoint, is 4, -4. Well, we know the formula. Our unknown endpoint, that's the one we're trying to find, is x, y. So to find the endpoint, we add the two endpoint x's together. So I get 8 plus x over 2 and -20. I'll take that away. -20 plus y, and that's over 2. Okay? That is the formula to find the midpoint. But we already know the midpoint. It should be this, 4, -4, which means 8 plus x over 2 is equal to 4, and -20 plus y over 2 has to equal -4. We have a rational equation. You may remember this from high school. When you have a fraction in the equation, you multiply by the lowest common denominator, which is 2. So I'm going to multiply this side by 2 over 1, and I multiply this by 2, same as 2 over 1. These then will cancel, and I get 8 plus x equals 8. Subtract 8 from both sides. My x is 0. And this one, the lowest common denominator is 2. So multiply both sides by 2. Cancels. I get -20 plus y is equal to -8. So I add 20 and my y is equal to 12. So my endpoint is going to be my x value. Remember, my unknown endpoint is x comma y, which is 0 comma 12. And that is the correct endpoint. Okay, that is the end of this section. And you have your assignment in the very beginning. It tells you what assignment you do for 2.1. And I'll see you in class.